Welcome to our Two Posh podcast. I'm Gabrielle. I'm here with my amazing co-hosts, my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
And my Puerto Rican buddy, Bernie.
Hello, hello, hello.
And our DJ Spider, who we love dearly, always helps us out with the shows. And we think that he is a rock star. And we love when he gives his opinions on our show. And
we love when you talk, Spider. Makes me very happy.
Yes. And
resonates so well.
If you are new to this show and this show is the very first show you've ever listened to, please know this is like show in our 200s. I don't even know the exact
like
number.
220 something. Right?
Yes. And
I don't even know now.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's 222 or 3 or something. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
We started the show because my husband Patrick thought that we had a lot to say that other people needed to hear, because we always have parties at the house and he always shakes his head and laughs and goes, "What? This is not normal." So we started the show 2.5 years ago, and it was Marcella and myself at first, and we added this amazing male opinion,
Yes.
Which we get a lot of compliments about.
We get a lot of compliments about you.
Our chemistry is very organic. I think that's what's cool about it. So,
and I think the most important part is if you listen to some of our new shows, which we just started doing a social media push, and I have gone back and taken little excerpts of each show that we have done, and it's actually funny how far we have come, how far we have grown.
Yeah.
And those shows, some of them are really, really boring parts of it. And I'm like, oh, this is awful. But I think it's just growth that you have with any business. You know, you get
the
better.
worst part that we used to do is talk about like our day or like our week.
A week.
It's
Really?
so boring.
So
I'm like,
boring.
who cares?
Yes.
Unless it was something crazy, but we would do that at first. We thought that was a good idea.
Oh, it's the worst. I
had breakfast and
I
a
was
banana.
really mad.
Yeah, and I did this, and I drove home from this, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
That's
please let
so
it make it
funny.
stop."
Oh,
So-
God, that's
90% of the shows that come through here start exactly like that.
Do they?
Yep.
Oh, I tell you what, if you want any opinion on our own, it is so boring when you go back.
That is so funny. But that says a lot
really
about where we've
boring.
grown too, right? And so that's
Spider,
exciting.
do you think we've grown?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
we have added segments, which I think those are really a great thing to do. I love our segments. They're some of our funniest moments in our shows, and
Are we still doing the new reading one?
we will. I just need to refine it a little bit after we tried it last time.
We'll get it.
We love you, Curtis.
Well,
We're
we started a new segment called Reading Erotica with Friends, and it is
that's awesome.
really, really fun, and it's really funny. I just got to be better about having better stories, I guess.
That's
And
a tough thing to pick, though.
That is
Because
hard.
you never, I mean, in your
Is
head,
it?
when you're sitting there by yourself in your head, you're like, all right, this is going to be a good one. But then when you hear it read, you're like,
So how do you pick it? Is it just you literally picking just an excerpt from?
I literally just picked a short erotica story last time, and it was terrible. So, but it was funny.
It was fun.
Anyways, when I was here, I thought it was funny. But when I edited it, and I actually heard Spider narrating it, it actually all went together. It was really funny. So
Oh,
it
couldn't
always
wait to hear it.
depends on, I guess, what guests we have too. Those will be a sporadic
Yeah.
segment. We're not going to do that every single time. Like,
I just want to let everybody know that Curtis offered me an O shot, by the way.
Oh, are you going to take him up on it?
Well, yeah. And then I sent him a picture of Carrie because I was with her. I had a girls' night, and I was like, "Can my girlfriend Carrie get an O shot too?" And he said, "It got you both covered."
Dude, that will be awesome.
So I was like, okay, because he goes, "Well, you just have to post about it." And I was like, "That's fine."
You know what? I'm going to ask him if I get a pee shot. I mean,
you
you know,
should,
if
and
I
then
can
we'll
get
make
a
an Austin
pee shot, I'm
what's
just
a
saying.
pee shot?
It's the same thing. The O shot is where
Just
he
in your
shoots
penis.
PRP into the vaginal wall, and they shoot PRP into the penis, basically, to make erections better, to make
Okay, listeners, this is a recap of our episode. What is it? 217
something.
Shoot.
It's with Curtis Crane.
Yeah, with Curtis Crane.
Dr.
and
Curtis Crane.
The title is The O Shot. Actually, talks about it, and this is what my co-host is talking about right now.
Yes. I'm trying to see which one it is. It is number 217.
Okay, so it is 217.
The story of the O shot, number
Yep.
217.
So listen to that one. It's actually a really good show. We had so much fun, and everyone was like on their best game. I think it's one of our best shows we've ever
Definitely our
had.
best shows.
Spider was on fire that show, and I loved everything about it.
I will say, I met someone this past week that I was telling you guys about, Dan Cross, and he said his favorite segment we've ever done was the pre-marriage checklist.
Oh, really?
Yes. He legitimately was like, that's my favorite that you guys have ever done.
Dan Cross.
Yes.
Dan Cross with this show is a continuation.
I feel like
the pre-marriage checklist.
He could be a good guest. So apparently he has mafia blood from his grandfather.
Right.
And then his story's pretty cool. We talked for like a good 2 hours on Tuesday.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so he'll be fun.
Thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it, because really podcasts are a lot of work. People don't realize how much work they actually are.
You put a ton, the stuff that even behind the scenes of what I get to see.
Yes,
so thank you.
It's a lot of work, and we appreciate everyone that listens.
Yeah,
and
every follower too. I feel like I don't get to thank followers enough.
I know. And Marcella actually just posted a video on TikTok a couple of days ago that has like almost 2 million
I think
views.
I gained 30,000
Did you show the pre-O shot or something?
No,
2 million?
No, I'm just stretching.
So imagine that, a hot girl just stretching.
I know.
Oh,
but
surprise.
I have to do a thank you to followers this weekend. I need to post a thank you because I think I'm at almost 330,000 followers.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you posted a video of you stretching. Your stretching is awesome. It really is. My favorite video you've ever done was the one where it was a reflection from back in the day. You're doing stretching
my
dances.
dances.
That was my favorite one.
What's your favorite?
You're as limber then. I mean, not really. I think it's cool how you can kick from the right side of your body, your ear on the left side. It's insane.
I couldn't believe I could still do it.
It just looked cool the way you did that.
You.
Yeah.
So we need to work on Marcella's going to help us, but we need to work on a TikTok that she's going to teach us some stretches
I'll do it
or
if
something.
you do it.
That would be funny.
So we get some podcasts.
Yeah, our podcast, Two Posh Podcast, is also on TikTok.
Yes.
As for myself. So thank you to all the new Instagram followers I have received also recently for podcast myself and TikTok.
I'm down. If you could direct it, I'll do it.
So we are going to have that. We have to do that. And I wanted to also thank the coolest thing. This has just been a fun week because we have had, I think the social media posting is really bringing out a lot of people that are saying stuff to us. And it's so exciting because we found out we have a listener in Canada who has our podcast as their number one Spotify
rap. Yeah. You know how they do your year?
Thank you. I've been recently watching a lot of people post that out, so that's cool.
Yeah.
So we were on somebody's podcast.
Not just a podcast, the number one.
Spotify,
the number one.
In Canada.
That's cool.
In Canada.
We're going international.
I know.
Yes. And then we had someone from Ireland who wrote a book recently, and he wants us to interview him. And then
he's going to come here. We're going to do it through.
We're going to probably do that over Zoom. We don't like to do many Zooms, but some of them, especially international ones, we have to do. I mean, that's so cool. Awesome. And then we have a stripper in England.
I will do that one, guys.
Who wants us to interview her. And then I know we have lots of listeners in Australia. And I hope we have a lot of listeners in Austria. I mean, since that's my home country. Yeah. So
dude, that's cool.
Do they translate it, or can they? I mean, how is that hard in a different country that doesn't speak English?
I mean, they should speak some English, but I don't know. We'll figure that out as we go ahead. But that was very exciting. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And thank you. But still, please subscribe. Watch our YouTube channel. I had some questions. Where can we watch you? We do have a YouTube channel with lots and lots of videos. So please subscribe on there. Hit that little bell so you can. We release a new video every single week. And with that said, this particular show, we're going to continue our pre-marriage checklist because
Dan, this is for you.
There's so many parts to it, and I have to say something. I messed up so bad.
What happened?
Well, we did a pre-marriage checklist and we did finances with you, right? If you remember.
Yep.
Well, there were some other shows. We took a break from the pre-marriage checklist because we had some exciting guests. And then I wanted to go back to pre-marriage checklist, and Patrick stood in for you. Mm-hmm. And I sat here and I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. Finances. Who knows finances better than Patrick? We did a second one. I forgot.
What do you mean?
I forgot that we already did
show.
a finance one with you. So
which one has higher ratings?
I haven't
like
even released
Patrick's.
Patrick's because I was like, oh my gosh, I totally screwed up. But they're both unique in its own way.
Well, that's exactly right. That's two perspectives.
Yeah, two
That's
perspectives. So I'm going to release that one later.
Cool. Listen to Patrick's perspective on finances, guys.
Yeah.
So anyways, but today's show is part 5 of the pre-marriage checklist. And we have done these now. We did 4 parts.
That is amazing. Well, technically, if you add Patrick and my show, there's 5 parts. So we'll have to do 6 parts.
Yeah.
But this is officially part 5 because this is all about entertainment. So you have to talk about these things before you get married.
Entertainment?
Yes, just wait.
Oh, okay.
I bet you it's going to be relative.
Yeah, so
relevant.
These are important questions to ask yourself if you get married.
Before you get
married. Like the first question is, do you enjoy traveling?
Oh.
I think there's more to it than just that because there's people who like to travel and they like to do shit when they travel. And there's people like me, I don't want to do anything. I want to go vacation.
Same.
I'll be on Mexico on the beach
Same.
in my resort and I don't want to go do anything.
That is funny because last night I was on the phone with somebody and I said, you can come to Mexico, but I just want you to know we're not itinerary people. We want to go and we're not like the adventure.
No.
Traveling.
I don't care about what ruins that you can see. I want to just be on the beach.
Don't care about the people
chilling.
who live there.
No.
Not at all.
I just want to chill. I said the only thing we do
same.
is like dinner. I like to get dressed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm right there too. So a nice 5-star all-inclusive resort.
Yep.
That
That's
I
where
can
we're
drink
going.
In the chlorinated pool.
Come with us. That's what we're going to do for Christmas.
When?
Christmas, 18th to the 28th. Come a couple days.
I wish I could.
Oh, come on.
We'll get the details later because I may try to figure out something. That sounds really awesome.
We've been telling everybody to just pick a time to come.
Where are you guys staying at?
So this is a little thing, but about 5 years ago, we discovered this resort in Riviera Maya.
Oh, I love Riviera Maya.
Called Barcelo. They have 7 different properties all as one.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it is probably the most beautiful vegetation-wise. Oh my God, I can't say that word.
Right.
You said it very right. It was good.
It is breathtaking. And they have different, they have an all-adult, but then they have family-friendly. And I'm telling you, when you get the suite, we walked in, we thought we were being punked.
No kidding?
We were like...
That nice?
That nice. I mean,
hey, you and Amr can come. Just find 3 days. Just come at the random.
That's not a bad idea. I'll talk to you about it for sure. What are y'all staying there till when?
We're there 10 days.
10
Sure,
days.
from the 18th to 28th.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been telling everyone if you obviously can't stay that long, just come 3 days, 2 days.
That's not a bad idea.
Some people are coming 5 days. Like it's just.
How many people are coming on this trip?
Right now we have 8 rooms.
Are you serious?
And it's like a party because it's like fun people and we have a blast. And I have this girl that I work with and we actually just got upgraded to the 5-star resort.
Nice.
It's like the other ones are 4.5, so they're still amazing. But I am telling you, when we walked in, Patrick and I looked at each other and we're like, we feel like this is wrong. This cannot be because all inclusive.
Yeah.
The rooms are. I mean, our suite is ridiculous. The entire
for the
balcony.
Price.
Oh, it's crazy. It's unbelievable. And I told them I'm bringing 2 social media influencers, Marcella and Carrie, and they're gonna post about it. And the place is unbelievable. I'm telling you,
y'all should come.
I will definitely try.
It's a thought.
I'm not just telling. I'm really. I need a vacation, so 3 days would not be too bad.
No, moving on.
Yeah, sorry.
Get back to the show.
Yeah. So we we enjoyed. Do you enjoy traveling? I'm gonna tell you the truth. In a long time ago, I still don't like flying. I'm afraid of flying. I am actually. There was a time I was petrified of flying.
What was your fear? Obviously,
what is
crashing
it is claustrophobic. I claustrophobic, not being in control, crashing, all those things.
Yeah. Do you get crazy flying?
Not at all. I fly by myself.
I used to petrify to fly. I'd have to fly taking Xanax.
Yeah.
Because I'd get that much anxiousness.
What are you scared of?
At the time, I'm not scared.
Well, I mean, what were you?
I was scared of. I mean, apparently it's safer to be in an airplane than in a car, right? But it's not the point. It's the lack of control that you're sitting there and you feel the bump, and you feel the turbulence, and then all this and that. And the airplanes are flying on a computer, so it's on autopilot. It's flying. The atmosphere is doing what it's doing, but the plane is still going. But It's that fear of the lack of control. And I mean, what if, and if it crashes, do you have time to think about it? I mean, like, these are things that I was thinking about. Like, do I have
you went through the whole
3 minutes of knowing that we're dying and we're crashing? We're going from 35,000 feet to zero. So I used to be petrified.
I actually want to do a whole show about that one time because there's a lot to be said about it. There's also a lot to be said how you can overcome it. There's all kinds of, I want to do an entire show. But on this one, I was so afraid of flying that I didn't want to go anywhere.
I do have to pause for a second. There was a flight we were on once, and when we got off of it, the flight attendants told my mom, well, my dad, right, at the time, and my mom, that they should consider taking like a train.
I was that shape.
What did you
everybody
do?
Out.
Were you like being loud? Like,
this is a long time ago when I was young and immature and whatever. But I used to be so scared that I started crying. I would make a scene. People started doing rosaries next to me because I scared them.
Oh my God. Are you still that way?
No. I
rosaries. That's what you're scaring
stupid.
The shit out of somebody for someone to be doing rosaries.
Pull out their rosary.
I know. It's terrible. I mean, it was really horrible. I don't know why I was like that, but I was.
How did you start coming out of that craziness?
You know,
Patrick,
number one. Yeah, Patrick, he's very calming. He helps me.
Yeah.
And
such a good
also,
guy,
I mean, honestly, I pray about it and I pray a lot. And so I'm just.
Yes, for all your forgiveness, God, forgive me. I don't hate that person.
I do think it's funny because still today, she's gotten better, yes. And she'll do it when we go to Mexico. My brother and sister and I, we have this inside joke. Like, she's in a pissy ass mood, like at the airport. Oh,
not like you.
That's awesome. That is
I'm
so
just
funny.
Tired. No, I'm like, what's wrong? She's like, I am just nervous. Gosh, like she gets like this weird attitude, and then she always drinks a Bloody Mary before.
I can't stand Bloody Marys.
But she's still kind of nervous, and then I kind of will laugh at her a little bit. Like if there's a bump, I see her like grab Patrick's like knee.
That's like, not grab it, squeeze it, like it nails into it. Yeah, I used to be that way too. It
really. Today, obviously, I regret it because it helped me back from seeing things and doing things and whatnot. But I'm better. I have really come a long way, and most of it, honestly, it started when I had kids. I just didn't want anything to happen because I have to protect my kids. So.
Xanax is what it was for me. That made me feel better.
Helped.
That did at the time. Now, I mean, unfortunately, now I can just fly with no problem. But I'd have to take. I would take Xanax enough to either knock me out or knock me out. Like,
so I guess if you are with someone who doesn't like to fly,
I mean, if you are imagine if you are someone that is completely like into all the like traveling everywhere all the time, like Europe and China, and I mean all these places. I'm going to tell you right now, even though I'm better and I'm great and I want to see places, I wouldn't do that. So I would be the wrong person to be marrying someone like that.
Is it really? Because I mean, I've dated plenty and I've been married once, and that's never been a crazy issue. I'm asking because that would never seem to be. I guess I've never dated anyone who was like, I travel so much because I have kids, and everyone I've dated tends to have children. So there's like,
I have actually been on dates with people who, because of my work in the past, I could not remember like Andrew Welker, like when I went on a date, like he is such a traveler.
He's a perfect example for this.
Like that I was like, I unless you're like taking care of me, like a guy who is like very travels all the time, I couldn't do that because of my work.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, that's not going to work. I don't know how to just take off and go backpacking with you.
He's a traveler, like just does it normally all the time.
All the time.
That's important though, because some people are like that.
I wish I could.
I've never dated anyone like that.
I'm like, I wish I could just travel every weekend.
What does he do?
I don't even know. He owns that Deep Ellum, Dallas Blonde, whatever distillery stuff.
So the next question is, how often would you like to travel? Another question.
I'd like once a year for me. Like if I just get one vacation in a year, I'd like to get one adult vacation and one kid's vacation.
And that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Now, this was interesting when I was with Patrick. Patrick was not used to any vacations. As children, he used to only go to his grandma's. That was their vacation. So I was like, well, hold on. I grew up with a ski vacation every year, with a beach vacation every year.
Did you come for money? I can't remember.
It was like upper middle class, not rich, but that was normal for us. And I was like, well, we have to go on a trip. And it was hard for him. He couldn't fit, like the thought of it was even so foreign that
was it the thought or the money behind it?
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. It was so foreign. And now I feel like I've taught him how.
You guys have taught each other well because y'all travel all the time.
Now he loves it.
He's the one who wants to go.
He's constantly wanting to go. And it's funny to me because, and he also, what's funny is, he used to say, well, I don't care where I stay. I'm only in the room so much. I only needed to sleep. Well, I'm a travel snob. I'm going to admit it. I want to be in the highest stars that you can get. And I want to be in a suite. And I want to do all these nice things. Well, he now likes that too. So.
But that's good though. But he also, you guys work your asses off. I know that. So I think it's good to get a minute to take a break and to breathe and get recharged so that you go and continue working your ass off.
Yes.
And so,
well, there's also the people who like to travel like in like the ruins of stuff. Like there are some people who don't like the 5-star. They want to be in the culture.
Yes, I'm not that
and
person.
They want to camp.
Imagine that's important to us,
right?
Yeah, because I could not do that.
Here's the thing. I mean, I could. I mean, I'm not such a travel snob that I couldn't. I could, but it wouldn't be something exciting. I wear prosthesis, so it's be all sweaty in the jungle or some shit like that. So that's not exciting to me. Could I do it? Yeah, I could. But
just more miserable.
Yeah, I would be miserably doing it. I would. You probably wouldn't know I was miserable because I'd probably make the best out of it. Like I can do that pretty well. But for vacation, if I get to pick and choose it, I'm not doing that. I have no desire.
And I guess you have your extreme travelers. I mean, there's people who jump out of helicopters to go skiing. There's people whitewater rafting.
That I would not like to do.
No.
But I would like to. I like to heli ski. That would be so cool.
They do like a Telluride. I've seen a lot of people who do the helicopters.
That's how Christy Brinkley got married.
On the helicopter? Skiing?
On that in Telluride.
Oh, wow.
Dropped off.
Didn't she get divorced from that?
She has gotten divorced.
Yeah, she was like, she's trying to push her ex-husband off the helicopter. Stuff like that. I guess it's just depends on this vacation, but typical beach vacation summer, I'm not doing nothing.
But also, what if, because I've gotten like, sometimes, when you're newly talking to people are like, well, what do you do like for fun? You ask those questions, but something big for me is skiing. Like I absolutely love
snow skiing.
Yeah, me too. I love it. So I would be like, well, Patrick had to learn how to ski. So.
But isn't it more of like, so with that being said, if someone has not had a chance to experience that, I think part of it has to do with, correct me if you guys think I'm wrong, like who you're with, right? Yeah. If you're with a cool, like someone you really enjoy spending time with, it's nothing in the world. Like I could finagle a Mexico trip in Tulum in the jungle if it was someone that I thought was badass enough. If it was someone I don't know. I think skiing would be cool if you had a cool group of people to do it with, right? So,
but what if they don't ski at all and they're like, I hate the cold, I don't want to go, and it's like, so I never get to ski again.
Right?
Well, I think I think that's a reasonable thing, but I also think there's a way that you could do both, right? So at least I think, if you go skiing somewhere in like Tahoe or Telluride or somewhere Keystone or anywhere that there's also shopping and stuff like that, I think that's pretty reasonable because you're not skiing for 7 hours at a time. You're usually going for 2-3 hours. You're sweaty and you're taking a break. And then
Marcella's like, no, we ski all day.
Do you ski the whole time?
Well, she got taught by Austrian skiers. So
are you a good skier? Are you a good skier?
She's really good.
Like a double black skier?
I like the black diamond. I like
See,
moguls.
I'm a double black diamond skier too.
See, I am the weird. I want to ski all day. I am there for a reason. No, I don't get up at like 7, but I like to be there when it starts, and I want to be there until the lifts are closed. So I usually am like, okay, can I just go one more time? I've been up there by myself.
With that being said, though, so could there be a compromise where I'm just saying in a situation, of course there could be. You're going to say no, but there has to be. I mean, if it's someone you cared about enough and you knew that was just not their jam, because the same part, I mean, look, I'll say this as someone who's gone through a divorce and been married and been engaged and broken up, and there has to be a compromise no matter what. So there's no perfect person to it.
There's a compromise to everything.
Correct, right? So could you compromise?
I'm going to go by myself.
But here's the thing, even if it's not likely that you and your boyfriend or you and your fiance or your husband are just you two are going to go, you're just going to go with another couple or a couple couples,
probably.
Typically, right? Or family members. So it could be something where while you and your friends or you and a couple people go skiing, them and the other husband or the other boyfriend. I mean, so I think there's reasonable compromise. It's not all
Sure.
about,
I mean, you don't have to go with me. I'm gonna go.
correct. But yeah, correct. But it goes in the whole part of the traveling.
But that goes hand in hand with the next question is where would you like to travel?
Oh yeah, that's
so I feel like we have kind of touched on that.
I think it's seasonal. If you're going to do, I mean, you could do, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, if you could do 2 or 3 trips in a year. Say if you could do one in the fall and then one in the spring, one in the summer, whatever. But it would be cool to find someone to be able to do that with, like legitimately.
I think that our family, so we started an every other year travel year for Christmas. And I think that
Oh, that's right, because Patrick doesn't like Christmas, right?
No, well, he doesn't.
Isn't that what it was?
It wasn't like that. My mom sent all of us tickets to come home to Austria one year.
Wow.
So
For
Christmas.
Wow.
That was our Christmas trip.
Did you go ski?
We went home to Austria, went skiing. We spent time with all my friends, with everyone, and it was the best memories still. I mean,
How long ago was this?
This is exactly 11 years ago, because this year we were supposed to go home to do the same thing and repeat it, but COVID is not allowing us to do that, which is actually really sad. Are you going to do it
next year?
But as soon as we can, honestly, because my
mom is
homesick.
very homesick.
Are you?
But that's how it started, and what we all decided that year was no one can remember what present they got the year before. You can't even remember it. It's like, yeah, we had a great time. It's Christmas, but you can't remember those memories. Everyone still remembers every single detail of it. So we said, how about this? We do Christmas one year. We do the presents, the decorating, the whole thing. And then the next year we're traveling. We're not doing anything. We're not doing presents. We're not doing.
You don't get shit.
The trip is the present.
That's so fun. That's a good. That's
so cool.
That's way. You're getting way ahead when you get the trip.
I can't explain to anyone how cool it is in so many ways, because not only is Christmas no longer a chore, it becomes exciting to decorate again and to do gifts again. Every year comes around, it's almost like, doing that again.
So is this year's Mexico trip the travel part? No gifts except for...
Mm-hmm. Right. This is the gift.
Yeah, this is the gift. And I feel like there's just nothing. I think when you travel, whether it's with your family, your children, your partner, your friends, I think there are memories when it comes to traveling that like you cannot replace. Like something will happen or you take pictures. And for me, there's nothing that anybody could give me like wrapped in a box that I'll feel. Of course, there's big gifts. Like people might argue, well, I got a car. It's like, okay, well, I get like the memorable presents, but those are usually like a once every few years type. You get a big something. But I just love the memories of traveling, even with exes. Like I have just wonderful memories of trips.
You didn't get any fights with any exes on those trips?
No.
Not that you'd even remember those because you're. Yeah, so Jet still remembers. Like I took him when he was 4 years old. I took him on a Disney cruise. He's 9 now,
and he
still talks about that.
Yeah,
he calls it. He wants to go to Mickey Mouse vacation.
See, Jet is Bernie's son.
A Mickey-cation, Mickey-cation. He calls it.
I mean, do you see that? Just right there.
For sure.
So it's very important to us. Jolie this year is actually fighting it more than ever before. And I'm like, what is
she fighting?
Oh, she just wants Christmas.
Yeah.
And I go, well, you get Christmas next year. You'll be 18, so you'll be fine.
Exactly.
It's just nice. And I guess, I don't know. I just love it. And I love picking different places. Like, it's just fun.
Yeah.
Very fun.
So if you're with someone who doesn't want that, that would not work.
How important is spending time alone to you?
Away from that person?
Alone. This is an important question before you get married. How important is it to be alone?
I'm not a fan. I'm not an unhealthy way of like, I would never be like, I need some alone time. Like there's some people who are that way, right? But I get enough alone time in, I work. I'm not 24/7 with someone I'm dating. So I get that time by myself in the from working or when I have my son or whatnot. So, I mean, I enjoy spending time with my person or whoever it is for sure.
I hate being alone.
Yeah.
Hate it. I literally despise it. I get anxiety if I'm all by myself for more than an hour.
Really?
I do not like it. I want obviously Patrick, the children. Somebody needs to be in my house. I don't like it.
Somebody talk to me. What about you?
I love being alone.
But I think that's part of it. So I'm totally content being alone. I can totally enjoy my alone time. But if I'm dating someone, if that's someone I'm actually focused on dating, I like spending time with them.
If I am in love with that person and I like being with them, I don't really think too much about it.
Neither do I.
And I think I guess it might be different now that I'm changing like my career path, but for the most part, like with work, I'm always so opposite somebody. I mean, I usually work nighttime if I am doing that, but I don't know. Like usually if I'm really in love with someone and I love that person, I'm not sick of them. I want to be with them. But if they go off, I'm okay by myself too.
I think all that stuff, I feel like all that stuff becomes an organic connect. I feel that way. Like if it's someone you really want to be around, it's going to be easy to make that happen. I think it's when the relationship, there's been some time in the relationship and it kind of, the emotions are kind of like, it's dulled down. Only not in a bad way, just the honeymoon phase is over. I think that's when it becomes...
I would respect someone too if they're like, hey, I just need a day to like myself. No.
See, I've dated, I've been in situations and I'm not a fan of that because I don't know, that feels, I mean, I'm fine being completely single, but I don't know. I think I'd be like you. My feelings get hurt if they were like, I just don't want to I just need to date myself. I'd be like, well, what the fuck is it? What? What the fuck is that? Be yourself. Well, fuck you then. I'm just kidding. I hate you.
How would you feel about me going on a trip with the girls, boys for a couple of weeks?
Not happening.
Weeks?
Not even happening.
Whoa.
Let me tell anyone I ever date. Let me go let you know if you go back on this. That's not happening.
Nope.
No. Too much shit can go wrong.
Yep.
No.
Nope. I don't like that.
I don't know how people allow, for whoever is listening, I don't know how people allow that.
The girl trip, guy trip. Thing.
Yeah. Like that shit the guys are going to Vegas or girl. I'm like, no, there's no way. Nothing about that's going to
out
nothing.
Nope.
I don't care what anybody says.
Nope.
Now, if it's a trip to go, to the Catholic priest to go pray, then maybe at that point. But no.
My favorite is, I'm going to go hunting. We're just going hunting. I know of a couple. The husband did that all the time, and I know all the things that they did when they weren't hunting.
What were they doing?
They were hunting tail.
They were going to this town and they were finding the strip clubs and all of it.
I think that's situational by person, because I do know some people who go hunting and they just
of course.
I
agree with you completely.
And I'm not going hunting.
I agree with you.
So if you need to go hunting, you're gonna have to do that on your own.
Yeah,
because I'm not going.
I mean, that's the thing is that I'm fine with anything as long as it makes sense. Like if it's something that's out in the ordinary, that all of a sudden you want to go where with your girlfriends, that's something that for me it wouldn't work, because I just think there's too much. It depends on who you're going with. There's just so much nonsense that can happen. It's not of insecurity. I'm saying that. But I just also think that, I think there's healthy boundaries. And I think that putting yourself in a situation, if you're going to go out with your girlfriends on a trip to whatever, I mean, and there's drinking involved, everyone's, senses get very lessened when we're all drinking.
Well, what about bachelorette weekend parties?
Yeah.
I think so.
I would have to tell my girlfriend that I can't come to her bachelorette party.
You can tell your girlfriend whatever you want to tell her.
I'm just wondering, like, was that?
I never went to any of them.
I'm with you on this one.
I've always been away. Because then you get to, now you're going to a bachelorette party. Now he goes to a bachelor party, and it's Vegas, and it's crazy, and it's Miami, and it's the yachts, and it's the girls, and it's all that. For me, a successful marriage does not include that, period.
But what about so you have all on Real Housewives, there's always a girls trip.
I know, I see it. That's crazy. I think it's
and
crazy.
You just use the Housewives as an example.
I don't know.
That shit show of those girls are all. If you're listening, Housewives, y'all are all shit shows. All of y'all.
Well,
all
I'm gonna have one
y'all.
come on, so be careful.
She's probably a shit show too. I would be confident. Anyone who's that show is all full of shit shows. I fully believe that. Sorry for.
I love watching Housewives.
But you love the drama. The thing is, the reason that we.
But do you want that drama in your life?
Hell no.
Do you want that in your marriage? Do you want that drama to deal with that drama? I don't. I mean, yeah, it sounds like fun. It looks like fun. I'm not going to lie. I've been invited to so many great girls' trips, and I see them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that sounds awesome. But I just was never wanting to jeopardize my marriage. So that was more important.
That is exactly.
Marcelo's eyes are so big right now. I see them.
But it's also the great thing.
Laid back,
but the great thing about it is it's all subjective to what you think, right?
Sure.
So you can find someone who's like, I'm cool with that, and you be cool with it. I'm with you 100%. We're usually you and I are the ones clashing on these kind of things. I agree. Like I've been around too long I just don't even want to deal with that shit. Like I don't even want to deal with the situation.
A little bit controlling. So when I'm in a relationship now, I can never hang out with my girlfriend.
You absolutely can do whatever.
No, you can hang out with your girlfriends, but you do it in a different way. Like,
well, if they're all going to Austin, I'm like, no, I can't because my boyfriend says no.
You can.
No,
if you want to.
You say no. Patrick never said no to me, not once.
Oh,
I said no. Because I didn't think that was a good thing for my marriage.
There's just too much that could potentially go wrong.
But what if it's so innocent?
Even if you don't say it on the air, think of anyone. You don't even acknowledge what I'm about to say. Think of anyone who has been in your DM that they met you at some random place. Don't respond. You don't have to. Even if you tell me no, please tell me you have been at places where someone who met you out and then they find you on. Stop. No. You're lying.
I swear to God.
You're lying. I won't believe you on this air at all.
I'm saying nothing.
Yeah, thank you. Because
I'm not looking at other people when I'm with my friends.
I'm not asking about if you're looking and yell, but I'm asking about the situation where you're out with your friends being innocent. You're innocent. I know that. I give you full credit for that. Yeah. I've got a chance to know you, and I know that you're just you, right? Yeah. What I'm saying is when you're out being you with your girlfriend, Carrie, or whoever, looking hot, y'all are looking hot, and y'all meet some random guys that just because y'all are having a good time, guys are coming up and you may hang out and talk to them. Then they get your name. Then they find you on social media, and now they're direct messaging you. I know for a fact that's happened. I don't even know your shit, but I know that it's happened to me. So I know as a hot girl, that shit's happened to you. Plus, you had celebrity shit in the sense of you've been on Netflix, you've been on all sorts of stuff. So there's a different vibe. I've already had so many people who've like, oh my God, how are you around Marcella? She's so hot. And so what I got to know is happening is that my point is why I wouldn't want, I'm not talking, I'm just using an example in this situation, but I wouldn't even want to have to worry about my girl putting herself in situations. Some douchebag guy is DMing her. Now, I'm going to have to trust her that she's going to handle herself. But what I love is that I don't have to worry that she's putting herself in situations, being innocent, but having to still deal with that nonsense. Because what I feel like I've seen happen is sometimes, depending on the situation, depending on the fight, depending on the emotion, you may be having a bad day. And, well, shit, some random guy who's really good looking decided to message me and I will thank you. Appreciate your compliment. And then it just these innocent little cracks in the foundation of trust.
Facts, all facts. Yeah. I know that is true. Not her.
No. We're not saying you.
Not you. In general, absolute facts.
Yeah.
Well, what about I've seen girls going to the little sand dunes, just at a house party, just doing that, just girls.
No, that's fine. No, I don't. I think it's all depending on. I'm talking about I think a healthy. She's saying healthy boundaries. I'm saying the same. That seems like a healthy thing. If you're going to you're not going to a bar. You're not going to Vegas. You're going to a girl's trip.
That's what I mean.
That's fine. That's innocent.
I mean,
right?
if you're doing a sleepover at a girlfriend's house,
that's innocent.
Situational. I do not agree with Vegas trips, Miami yacht trips, Mexico trips, all these kind of things that are just, and you know what? Anyone can do them, but I promise you it's not good for the relationship
100%.
Because you know what happens. And it's honestly I'm talking from the most innocent standpoint that you can possibly get into. You're now traveling. The person left behind is always the person that then, because their life continues as normal. But your life is no longer normal because now you're traveling, you're with your friends, you're going to lunch, you're having dinner, you're not doing anything wrong whatsoever. But all of a sudden the hours go by, you're not paying as much attention to the person you left behind. It's just natural.
I agree. Yeah.
So now the person at home is going, what's going on? Why do I not hear from this person? Vice versa. It's guys, girls, both. Those are issues that come up. They're just natural. It just happens because time goes by because you're busy. You are on a trip.
What about family?
What about family? What do you mean?
What about if, for example, I would never say no to a trip with my family.
That's fine.
But people I've been with have not come with me.
But why not? That's an issue.
I know. I'm just saying that I'm still going to go with my family.
That's such a great question. That's something you need to ask before you get married. What about we have that would be something that needs to be discussed.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah. We have something that we do as a family. We have done this for the last 20 years.
Non-negotiable.
And it's non-negotiable.
I agree with that. I think that situation, with someone you dated previously, where I didn't understand how. I didn't understand because I love you guys so much. I don't understand how they wouldn't be hanging out with you and Patrick all the time, even when you weren't there, because y'all are so cool.
Thank you.
But so I think that's an issue where I think the idea is to try to have healthy boundaries. It's not a matter of having insecure shit because that's stupid, right?
Yes.
But if you can create these healthy boundaries, for example, you and I are on the same page, Gabby, about, unhealthy thing is me going with my buddies on a trip to Vegas, Miami, New York, anywhere that my girl's not at.
I agree with the place, so I will give y'all that. Like, but, I'm not okay. Yeah. I'm not okay with you wanting to go with your guys.
Correct,
to
right?
Vegas.
But if it's a thing where it's like, hey, I'm really going hunting, I don't hunt, so but I'm just like whatever it is. But it's a really innocent thing, The thing is also, my person, I want them to feel comfortable around my friends. Right. Like, and my friends are not pieces of shit. The guys that are in my inner circle, but I also I want to trust their girlfriends. Like, I don't want to know that you're going to go to where with your friend who's going through a crazy fucking divorce. Like, that shit's not happening at all.
It's situational, and it's good. And you know what? Like, Patrick traveled for 9 years.
Oh,
sometimes so many months out of the year, more months than he was home. But
right.
because of these, and like, you can call them rules or an understanding between each other. That's why we've survived that, because that's not easy.
You guys have respect is what it comes down to.
And I had to trust him, and I completely trusted him because he had to trust me. I was here. So
I think
we did certain things.
I think work trips are different because work trips are work trips. When I go to town, if it's with a doctor or whatnot, I have to entertain. I do dinner, we do drinks, we may go out afterwards, but it's truly a work trip. So I just think it's a situation. But I agree, all this is stuff that has to be talked about, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to talk about it, I think. But also I'm like, well, I do appreciate, like, even if guys are going on a trip, typically I'm invited, which is always fun because I'm like, I'm a good wing woman and I like to have fun, and I don't mind. Like, I think couples trips are awesome, or if the guys are going and some are single, but I think it's still nice to invite.
Right.
But
all important things to talk about.
Yeah.
Very important.
Or you can even do a trip where the girls go the day before and then the guys come. I think that's cool.
That's fine
That's
too.
completely reasonable.
Mm-hmm. How important is spending time with friends to you? There you go.
Separately or together?
Probably separate. That is.
I think you have to have a healthy balance.
100%. I agree 100% with you on that one.
Because you need friends. I mean, you need girlfriends and you need guy friends. But I think it's the same, like how you said girls go first somewhere. I do love, like, when your relationship is so healthy, like, say guys go to dinner and girls go to dinner and then you like meet
That's
back up.
Cool.
I love stuff like that because you get your girl time and you have your
guy
stupid
time.
girl talk, guy talk, whatever y'all talk about. And then you can just be together.
Yeah, I think that's really, really good.
What would be the perfect weekday evening for you?
Oh, wow. I guess it's
Friday.
the day.
I mean, in a relationship, I mean,
this is before you get married to talk about it.
I mean, is that really a conversation to have?
I don't know.
That's a little bit weird.
I think that's a weird question.
I think that's situational.
I want to scratch it.
Yeah.
We'll scratch that question.
What would we do if we both had a break from work, but each of us had different ideas on how to spend it?
I think that's reasonable. You're not married at this point, so I think it's.
This is to discuss what you would do when you're married.
I don't know. I feel like those are good conversations because it just depends. If you're both have days off, but you have shit to do, like you have errands run, or I'm a single father, so I got to handle stuff with Jet, or if they're a single mother, do they got to handle stuff with 1 or 2 or 3 kids, or whatever many kids they have, and what they do for a living, and so.
It's a good question. It's just very situational.
Very situational. I agree because I mean. Sometimes if we have off work, then like I think COVID is a perfect example. Like everyone was off, and what would you do together? I mean, you go for walks, which Patrick never does go for walks with me.
She has said this every single day almost.
Did he during COVID?
No, he will not walk with me.
She's like everybody else's husbands walk with them except for mine.
You know what? No, Patrick gets some passes because he's so good. He's a good husband. So
I know.
He gets so many passes on that one.
I wonder though too. Like I have a girlfriend who is dating somebody who at one point, he liked to go out a lot, like be with friends. And I know that a complaint, she was like, I would love it if like one weekend we just don't go out. Like it's just you and I, and he cannot seem to do that. So I feel like that's an issue too. It's like if you constantly have FOMO, that's a problem.
What does that mean?
I know. What is that?
Fear of missing out.
That's a guaranteed nail in the coffin.
I love that.
I couldn't date someone who went out. Me personally, I couldn't date someone who went out once a week. Like there's nothing sexy about that to me. There's nothing that's like, okay, you need like that's we're fucking, how old are you?
Because going out, I mean, at some point, I actually love like the staying home. Like when the relationship gets to that point and it's like movies and it's just.
But it's cool. I think it's cool to go out every so often, every couple of weeks, maybe once a month. Like, you know, I'm not saying not to have date nights like dinner and stuff like that, but like, hey, let's go blow it out a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't do it very often, so it doesn't excite me.
Yeah,
but I could
been there, done that.
Yeah, I couldn't date someone like when I see people's social media and a girl is just constant pictures of her at a bar drinking. That's unsexy. And then I see a girl who drinks beer. To me, that's just really unsexy.
Really?
Yeah.
With a beer bottle.
A beer bottle.
Oh, worse.
It's one of the worst things.
I don't drink beer.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's very unsexy. It's not, it is.
That's
very
so
unsexy.
interesting.
Beer's cool. It has to be really like hot, like a perfect day for me to have beer. But what's sexy about beer? It bloats you out. I mean, all you beer drinking girls, y'all are fine, but it's just not my flavor.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I want to call Miss Polly. We get to have Miss Polly today. Poor Miss Polly had COVID.
Oh yeah,
that's right. So 3 weeks of feeling like crap.
She was not feeling well, so she's home. But that gives us an opportunity to actually get to see her and talk to her, and that makes me so happy. Oh, party with Miss Polly.
Was that the last question too?
That was the last question for
good.
entertainment.
Wow,
that was very short. That was quick. I wouldn't expect that short.
Oh!
There she is.
Sorry, you can't see. Yay! Now I
can see. We can see you. We can see you.
Okay, I am so excited right now. Look at you. Oh. You look beautiful.
How are you feeling?
Probably about 300 million times better than I did a week ago.
Well, that's nice to hear.
I missed your face. Did you have a good birthday?
No, not really.
Oh, you had COVID?
Well, just kidding.
So it was pretty much a sucky birthday. Not gonna lie.
How are you feeling now? Or can you taste and can you smell and all that stuff?
Yes, I can now taste and smell and eat, which I was not able to do for about 2 weeks.
Wow.
Well, like what happened? Like you couldn't, like it was, did you get
nauseous?
nauseous?
I had what they're terming mine like, because you have a couple of several different ways of having COVID. You get the respiratory, can't breathe. Sometimes it develops into pneumonia, and that's the scary, scary part. Well, the other piece of that is that some people develop a gastrointestinal issue, and it is literally nothing stays down or in.
Wow.
Well, you look very skinny, actually.
I lost 18 pounds.
I can see it in your face. Your face looks so thin.
Well, I mean, I gained some of it back, of course, because, a lot of it was water.
Right.
I was like almost at the hospital because they needed to add fluid.
Yeah.
I was so super, super dehydrated. And it was just, I was literally almost ready to call 911.
Oh my God.
That's scary, huh?
I'm by myself. I don't live with anybody else, and I don't want anybody coming over, of course, because I don't want to expose anybody. So people would thankfully leave stuff outside my door, and I would crawl to the door to,
Oh my God.
It was bad.
That's horrible.
So horrible. I would never, ever, ever wish for anybody to get this.
What about like a bad enemy? Bad enemy? Would you maybe a bad enemy?
No,
get it?
Not even that.
No,
I mean, my God, you don't know who it. Like while I was sick, I lost 4 of my high school friends.
What?
Wow. To COVID?
No.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. 4 of my high school friends passed away while I was sick.
All at like the same time?
All at the same time. Like within a couple of weeks in the 2 weeks that I was really, really out of it. I like checked my Facebook and I'm like, what's going on? Oh my God, everybody's dying. What's going on? Oh my gosh,
I'm so sorry. That is horrible.
Well, one of my friends had to be airlifted to Denver. our hospitals here they can't take any more people.
Wow.
Yeah, it's some of the big hospitals around here are starting to shut down inpatient procedures again.
Oh, well, we're at 30. Well, they say 37 to 38%, but our ICUs are at like 97% capacity.
Yeah.
Well,
we don't have any ventilators available, so
we're glad that you are good.
I know. We are so glad, and
me too.
We're happy that you are recovered and getting better and stronger. And
now let's talk about sex.
Ready? So, party with Miss Polly Chingle coming up.
It's time to party with Miss Polly.
The modern day Dr.
Miss Polly, you actually are going to do something very unusual this time, because you are going to tell us about a question and answers that we have, incling myself, have no clue about what we're going to talk about.
You have no clue which four I picked.
No, come on. Let us know.
Well, of course, one of the things that I am so, I guess, adamant about is sex education. We all know that. Mm-hmm. The more you know,
yes,
the better you flow.
See, that's how I go. I like to educate as much sex as possible.
By having it.
That's right. Exactly.
That's a totally different thing.
Mine's way more fun, I promise.
Not necessarily, because let's make sure before you don't stick the P in the V without stimulating the C.
I'm going to use that as a quote.
That was so funny. What quotes when you're dating? Like, hey, listen to me.
No, for the podcast Instagram. Goofy.
Don't put your P in the C before you mess with the V.
Yeah.
Or you
without stimulating
the C. That's good. Yeah.
So you don't stick your penis in the vagina without stimulating the clitoris.
That's so awesome.
You.
Give me that short version again.
Don't stick the P in the V without stimulating the C.
Boom. Spoken from the expert.
So is that the question?
No, that's kind of the answer.
That's the statement.
What was the question?
What was the question?
There was no question. Did you?
Well, I guess,
Was there?
If you're, I don't know if, sorry, did you just lose me or am I still here?
No, you're
still here.
Okay, great. Because I'm looking at something and I'm like, okay. Sometimes I have to go back to my...
Turn your porn off. Get off the website, Miss Polly. Stop it.
God, look, she's rolling her eyes at you, Bernie.
I know you have a healthy sex life.
Turn off the hamster. My bad.
I missed you.
If you really want to go with what the question would be is...
I think you said it. The sexual health education is
sex education. Yeah, it's just it's kind of like steps to have sex 101.
Gotcha.
But hold on a second. This is confusing. What's the question? You're not giving me. I'm sorry. Am I missing what the question is? Because I'm missing the question.
It's really not necessarily a question. It's more along the lines of
instructions.
Sex advice, okay?
Sex advice. I love it.
So is it fair to say the sex advice is, gentlemen, make sure you're stimulating the clitoris before you put your penis inside of the vagina? Is that
pretty much?
All right.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Get her excited.
Just make sure, ladies, that
how do you approach, you don't just, okay. Guys have a tendency, because their goal is the hole. We all know that, right?
Yeah, it could be the end result of it. But like, for example, I like oral sex. So for me, I don't mind stimulating clit. The challenge is that if, on full disclosure, I'm raw about everything, is just, ladies, make sure that you're clean, like down there. It sounds like funny to say, but it is true. That women
use your hands.
No, clean your vagina, ladies, first. Then we can use it all, because just saying. But I agree with Miss Polly.
Are you with women that don't clean their vaginas?
Let me tell you something. There are more women at my age that have fine, normal, non-smelling vaginas. But I have been around women who they had a stinky vagina, and at my age, I feel like that should be a given. Like, you should know to clean your shit. You should know to wipe the right way after you've peed, or clean it before you come over to see me. But Yes. I'm saying something that I promise you most of the guys that are listening can relate to this. So, ladies, clean your
what is
stuff.
like a smelly vagina?
A smelly vagina. So here's.
I'm just curious.
Absolutely, I'm glad you asked.
Like, it's
Let me
not
tell
going to
you.
be
Glad
roses.
you asked.
Only because I watched. I don't
roses.
know if Miss Polly knows who I'm talking about. There was this lady who did like these stand-up like speeches about like vaginas.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing her talking about. She was like, for anybody to think that it's going to be like. That you should put like Summer's Eve down there, or it should smell like roses.
No,
like
it's not
crazy.
supposed to smell like that at all. Okay. So this is from a.
So I was curious, like,
absolutely.
what makes it smell like?
Here's the inside information on what smells. So we all pee all day long, right? So it's a matter of a woman like pee. I mean, it gets around there, and if you've been there all day long, everybody pees. But if you're going to go on a date or do whatnot, clean it up. Wipe it before you go on your date,
For
right?
sure.
Take a wet cloth and just wipe it around so that you have knocked out any of the pee that is lingering on there.
Okay.
Because what ends up happening is when it just smells bad. It smells like I'm sure haven't you smelled like stinky balls?
Bacteria.
Yeah.
No.
Bacteria.
You never had anyone you dated that had stinky balls ever?
It is.
No, I don't even know
Miss
what that
Polly,
smell like.
have you ever
Yes.
been, right?
Yes.
So everybody has the ability to.
Everybody needs to make sure that their hoo-ha and their under
Yep.
area,
Yeah.
their privates.
Well, I'm very
Are-
psycho about it for myself. I was
That's
just
good.
curious what would qualify as a smelly
I've dated
vagina.
a couple of girls who
Well,
just consistently never
sometimes
stunk.
people
Which is good.
sweat, and that bacteria just starts to funkify. So get some Lume.
What's Lume?
What is that? What is that?
It's a deodorant for your privates and
Nice.
other areas. It's a natural deodorant. It's
Is it safe?
It is safe for your all of it, even for the guys.
I'm going to put it on our store.
I mean,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Just get a washcloth.
Lume, I think is how it's spelled. Lume, and it's basically good for all of all of your pits.
Yeah.
Got it.
All your pits.
Got it.
But that's the thing. But even you put that there, but what does it taste like? Anything?
No.
Okay, so wipe it with a washcloth
Got it,
and
got
then
it.
put some deodorant on there. But I'm telling you, there's no excuse. There's no reason anyone should have a stinky vagina or stinky balls. I don't know about balls, but I know.
Unless you'd want to have sex right after you worked out, and then everything is just going to be like.
But that's the thing. Even after I've
But
dated,
it's clean sweat if it's
correct.
right
So it's a
after that.
different type of smell. It doesn't. It just.
Okay.
I swear to God, I've dated enough girls who
No,
I've had sex
that's
with
what
after
I'm
worked out.
asking.
Can we go back to don't stick the P in the V without the clit stimulating the C, Bernie?
Yes, we can. So
I was
I'm
just curious about the smelly vagina. Like,
So I'm
what-
a big
I
fan
understand.
of like, I totally love oral sex. So I will go down on a girl. I have no issues doing it. I will do it every time because I love it. It's more for me than
Yeah.
for a girl, although I know it gets me excited when they're excited.
Yeah.
But the same thing, I like it. The same thing I like for a girl to stimulate the P before I put my P in their C. I'm just saying, we can go with the V or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Don't
I'm just
stick
using
your
all
P
sorts of
in the
alphabet
C.
letters now.
To make
Don't stick
LMNOP.
your P in the C.
very, very few women actually orgasm through penetration alone.
Yeah.
Very few. So even when you're sticking the P in the V, even after you've stimulated the clitoris, continue to stimulate the clitoris because it will probably lead to a better orgasm or at least an orgasm. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Can you
Okay.
overstimulate though?
Do what?
Can you overstimulate?
Isn't that more
You can.
subjective?
I mean, like, especially after
asking.
you've had an orgasm, you're extremely sensitive. So if you continue, you can overstimulate. I mean, it's kind of like continue to jerk off a guy after he's had an orgasm.
Yeah, let's
and
not do
it's too sensitive.
Let's
You're
stop.
like, no,
Yeah.
stop. We
Yeah.
get the same way.
It's true.
Well, this is great education. Don't
Not
stick
only
your
that, but
pee.
when you think about the clitoris has 8 to 10,000 nerve endings in it. Just that little bitty pleasure button. And,
pleasure button. That's so
but
cute.
I mean, it's true. And whereas a penis has 8 to 10,000 over the entire head, shaft, and testicle.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's
it's true.
some information.
We like to be stimulated too, ladies. Just saying. Yeah.
and the tip is usually we'll
Wait,
get into
I
that.
saw a video on TikTok that a guy said, "Wait until girls find out that we don't feel anything past the head." Is that true?
Fuck no.
That's one of my other questions.
No. Let me tell y'all.
Wait.
No.
We'll pause.
We haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, wait, hold on.
First and foremost, I want to say how much I've missed you.
Me too.
You are such huge part of the show, and
We
this
say
is
it
just
every time.
We
Yeah.
have to have you on more. This is
Missed
crazy. Let's go. Question of the day.
We'll go back to the penis later.
We go back to the penis
The
later.
two posh girls.
That's what they all say. We'll go back to
Question of the day.
I knew that was coming. I actually said that before you said it.
Question of the day. Would you mind if your significant other is a gamer?
Yes, absolutely. No, we will not.
Have you
date.
dated some? Clearly, I mean, you
No,
did.
I actually have never because I don't.
You got
I won't.
really excited about that.
Yeah, because no, it will never happen.
Nope.
Like
Never.
you would not let them be like if they're like they like to play
No,
Xbox here and there.
play whatever you want. But it's I'm thinking the gamers, like the people who are like
gamer.
Like a professional.
no, just like
no, because then they probably have good money, and I'll probably deal with that. But
You're like I can handle that one. It's fine.
no, I'm talking about the people. For me, it does not work. I've seen it, and I've never actually dated anyone who has been into video games ever.
You're right.
First of all, I think it's a huge waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like you're getting fit doing that. You're not doing anything for yourself. I get it. Like, people need like their time to wind down, and people could argue, well, what's the difference with me watching TV? I don't know. I just don't want to be with somebody who, as an adult man, plays video games all day.
See, I just
Same.
never have ever. That's never been a topic for anyone I've dated, or any of my buddies are not like, oh, did you get the new? I mean, I will play video games like with Jet now. We'll play video games.
Yeah,
and,
that's fine.
I mean, there's certain games I do like
but
Call
like
of
a
Duties.
gamer, when every free moment, that's what you want to do. And honestly, I've had issues with Gino with that, and I'm like, you got to stop that. Even Patrick has said it. I mean,
Gino,
because he got into it when he was a teenager, and then he doesn't play for a while, and then he gets back into because his friends play, and so then it's like, okay, come on.
They have the headset and they
it's
talk,
ridiculous.
and it's
I
like
would be like, no,
See,
no,
yeah, I would
sorry.
never. I've never been in that.
there are
So.
some guys who are, and I have actually never dated anybody who is like that. I just couldn't do it. I already know. There's no way.
How about you, Miss Polly?
I've never dated or been with anybody that's been a gamer. I have friends that are gamers. I kind of find it a bit of a time suck.
Yeah,
You know,
For sure.
to me, a time suck is just like you go in and the next thing you know, it's 5 hours later.
Exactly.
And where did the day go? And if I'm going to be in a relationship, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I can pick up a book and an hour and a half later, I'm like, what the heck happened?
But that's good for your
that's a
brain.
book.
Depends
See,
on what
and
the
that's
topic
just
is.
it.
If it's when like
I
erotic
find it
topic shit.
educational depending on what book I'm reading. So to me, it's a lot of self-help and those kind of things. So it's productive.
Right.
See, I mean, here's
I like the word time suck.
So
It's a
here's the
time
thing.
suck.
I mean, I've
Feel
seen some of
free to
these
use it.
cosplay chicks who are like super hot that get into like costume. I could definitely date and bang a like.
But you know
It's
why?
totally different.
Do you know
But
why
it's
they
based
do
on a
this?
video game is based
She
on, no.
says why?
Why is that?
Because, and you want to know why so many of these nerdy looking guys have really hot girlfriends?
Why is that? Big penises. No.
What is it?
Nope. Because they know that there's the very real possibility that those guys are as smart as Bill Gates
That's true.
Really?
Oh, interesting.
and they're going to be making some money.
So you're basically saying because they're gold diggers. Got it. So
That or they just really, really like dressing up as.
There's a lot. I know I
Characters?
keep bringing
I know,
up.
there's
a
some
ton of
people that do
cosplayers on
that.
TikTok.
Dude, there's
I have
some
friends that do
cosplayers
cosplay, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Smoking hot. Oh my god, there's something about the sexy outfit, whatnot. I've never dated a cosplayer chick, but
I mean, I'm
There's some hot
super
ones.
into like Halloween, so I totally like. I mean, I would never do cosplay, but I feel like the
you
dress,
could
the
because you
dress-up
dress
thing's
up.
cool. Yeah,
I think you could do it. You just don't know
It's
anything about
fun.
it. I bet
Yeah.
you would do it. Oh, not for anything other than you like dressing up.
and I like doing makeup, so
Yeah.
I like the FX makeup.
You
I
like
think all
the-
that's cool.
Don't you like the whole aspect of feeling sexy, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
I bet you'd be a great cosplay person
Yeah.
because because it's like it's a sexy aspect of cosplay.
right.
It's not like the fucking nerdy part of it. It's
No, I
usually,
know.
Like I bet you'd be cool.
But these people go to like
The
huge
conventions.
Yes.
conventions and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's some
I mean,
that are
they spend
just
a lot of money on this
ridiculously
shit.
hot. Yeah, I've heard that. They spend some stupid money, but their costumes are just
cool.
amazing.
Well, they have costume contests. I mean, it's a big thing as to, hey, man, check this out. See what I can do. I mean, sometimes there's ones that, these people are engineering people and they've got like tricks up their sleeves and, stuff that like, I don't even know. But
cosplay
it's a big thing.
is different than being a gamer.
It really is.
Right.
You're being creative.
Yeah,
you're being creative. But at the same time, in these gamers, I mean, God, these guys will go and sit in their own sweat and grossness
in a dark room.
But they'll go to conventions too.
Yeah.
They have gaming conventions where they will literally play games like 24/7 and just sit there.
Some of those gamers, though, like there was a kid who was 16 who won, I think, a Fortnite thing for $3 million.
Yes.
That's not normal.
But
that's not normal.
Yeah,
it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah, no
It's
shit.
like a poker player winning the lottery. Like
That's a good
such
comparison.
a rare occasion, and I doubt I'm going to meet a millionaire gamer.
So no to gamers.
No to gamers.
So what I'm suggesting right now, I'm gonna end this show, but can we keep Miss Polly Spider and start the next show with her with the 2 episodes, and then we'll add them to the episode. Is that okay to do?
Yep.
Okay. So thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. And please subscribe. Leave us messages. Send us messages. We have really enjoyed the messages we have gotten. Yes, subscribe. Look at Miss Polly. Hit the button. Hit the little bell so you know about our video.
That's
too.
right.
So it's on all podcast hosting sites and YouTube channel. And we are really active on social media now, and on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So follow us, please, and thank you for listening.
Bye.